Welcome home, everyone. My name is Palestine Rod. This is week 2 of a 4-week series on how to set goals. Last week we covered SMART goals, but more importantly, a couple of extra questions to ask yourself when setting those goals, and also confidence levels. If you're like, we need to ask ourselves more questions and what are confidence levels, I'll link to that talk below in the description so you can check it out there. So we started our goal and we're tracking our goal and we're what? We're tracking our goal? Yes. Okay. So this week, remember, we're talking about completion rates, which I'll explain in a second, and a couple of things that are going to be helpful when setting your goal. One of those things is tracking your goal. I don't care if you use an app. If apps work great for you, awesome. I don't care if you use a stepper, a watch, or whatever, great. And sometimes the most effective way to track your goal is literally to mark it on a calendar. What? Pen and paper? Are you kidding me, Paula? It's the 21st century. Yes, it is the 21st century. No, I am not kidding you. So there's just something really empowering about writing your goal down on a piece of paper and checking off the box, right? Checking off the to-do list. Maybe that's in your notes section in your phone. Maybe it's on your calendar in your phone and you get to check it off. I don't care. But one thing that works really well for the clients I work with is actually physically checking a box that you completed your goal. Whatever days you set your goal for, that you completed it, right? Yes, I completed it. No, I didn't. You do get to check the box. Another thing that's really important about tracking your goal, when you come to looking back at the week or two that you were working on your goal and seeing how successful you are, it will actually tell you how successful you are in numbers, right? I completed my goal 2 out of 3 times. I completed my goal 4 out of 5 times, whatever. Oftentimes I find that people are on like a 75 to 90% completion rate, but when they get to reviewing their goal with me, they will grade themselves as so confidence levels, we'll just jump into that, right, are on a 1 to 5. 1, I did nothing. 5, I completed all my goal and maybe then some, right? Yay, woo. Oh my gosh, 5s are great. But 1s are very helpful because they tell us a lot of information. The nice part about tracking your goal is that if somebody scores themselves a 1 or a 2, and I can look back to see how many times did they actually complete their goal. If they completed their goal 75% of the time, there are more questions to be asked, right? Why are you rating yourself at a 2? Like, what makes you think that you completed your goal 75% of the time? That's pretty good. And it just gives the person that I'm working with or yourself a really good number, a numerical black and white number to look at, hard evidence of how often you completed that goal. So, 1, this week, track your goal. Make the goal, track the goal. Number 2, your completion rate. Like I said, completion rates are on a 1 to 5 scale. 1, I probably didn't do anything, right? And then 5, you completed everything. Some people sometimes get a little more. It's important to mention here that 1 is not a failure, okay? We're still successful at tracking your goal, looking at how much progress you are making, and probably every time you decided to not do what you were trying to work on that week, you were learning something about yourself, about your circumstances, what was getting in the way, what was helping you, what was hindering you, all of these different things. So after we go through your confidence level, 1 to 5, I ask a couple questions, right? When you completed your goal, what were some of the things that helped you complete your goal? So what helped you? And that is really informative because maybe, my partner, we have 3 kids and my partner let me tap out and so I could go take my quick walk around the block, right? Those are important. The babysitter came early, so I was able to get a quick 10-minute walk around the block. Whatever that helpful thing is, that's really good to know and reflect on, right? If you think, okay, well, I always get a babysitter on Wednesday nights for whatever, right? Maybe you just always have the babysitter come 10 minutes early so you can get your 10-minute walk in, okay? Then you can also look back, because you tracked, right? You tracked your progress. You can look back and think, what hindered me? I wasn't able to do my goal at all on Fridays, like just out the window, right? So what was the hindrance there? Maybe it's Friday and you're like, done. I'm done with the week. And then we know that is really good information. Don't put one of my ideas of what I want to do for my goal on a Friday, because on Friday I check out. It's good information, right? Okay, so those are the ones. What helped me, what hindered me, how can I change my goal so that I can be successful this upcoming week? Okay, what about the 4s and the 5s? You scored yourself a 4 or a 5, right? Whew, yeah, feeling pretty good about myself, right? Now, there are a couple of things you can do here. You can keep your goal the same for the upcoming week or two, just to make sure that you're feeling really confident in that this is a lifestyle change that's going to work for you, right? Or you can choose to add something on. If you're like, yeah, Paula, that really was roll your eyes easy, piece of cake, I'm adding 2 more days. Great, let's see how it goes. And track your goal, right? So mark it up in the calendar or make it in an app, so that then when you go back and reflect in a week or two, you can be like, yep, still killing it. And you can then add on to your goal. Or if you're feeling a little hesitant that, yep, I barely held it together these last 2 weeks, then maybe keep the goal the same. Make sure it's rooted before you add on the next layer. So those are confidence levels. So now we have a couple of different tools. We know how to set SMART goals. We want them to be roll your eyes easy, which means your confidence level is at a 4 or 5. You track your goal, and when you come back, what is your completion rate? And tracking your goal can help you figure out your completion rate, right? After you figure out your completion rate, what are the questions that you can be asking yourself? What helped me? What hindered me? All right. Good luck, you guys. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. Next week, we are going to be covering how long should I set my goal for, right? Because that's important. Do I set it for 1 week, 2 weeks, a month? How long should you set your goals for? Until then, take care.